XRP is really taking off now that whales have started to buy huge amounts of it. By the end of the week, the price is expected to be over $227. In this case, a whale bought more than 30 million XRP, which was about $9 million, just less than half an hour ago. And once you know that companies like BlackRock and Elon Musk are all supporting XRP, either to use it or to try to make a lot of money, it's not such a crazy thing to point out. For instance, the volume for XRP was in the hundreds of millions of dollars just a few days ago. The amount of sound or activity increased greatly, reaching the hundreds of millions of dollars. No one is talking about it, though, because the media is limited by the institutions in charge. They are limiting the news, especially this. This is very important news that should be shared everywhere. BlackRock plans to put more than $9 trillion into their XRP fund, which could push the price of XRP up to $160.76. This isn't the only place where this is happening. Here is a study from JP Morgan. Look at it. A story that was leaked says that JP Morgan, in this very JP Morgan report, is going to put more than 7.5% of their net worth into XRP. What's the reason for that? If you know what happened, there is expected to be a huge supply shock because of the central bank use case of XRP, XRP's retail and financial firm use cases. And all of this is going to cause a huge supply shock for XRP in the next couple of weeks. So if you can get XRP before the huge all-time high breakout, you will make a lot of money that you can pass down to future generations. And it's been predicted by huge organizations, not me, but huge organizations like JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and BlackRock. They all have about the same numbers. Once more, we discussed $172 for each XRP. We discussed XRP at $227 each. The real number is somewhere around that number, between $100 and $500, as Wells Fargo forecast will happen in the next 2 to 7 months. Imagine if, in 2 to 7 months, XRP rises to between $100 and $500 each. You could become a multi-millionaire if you bought XRP at $2 and sold it at $200 to $500. But once more, they'll never let you know that it's going on. About this, they're not going to tell you either. Elon Musk joins the Ripple agreement and sets it to $104 billion. But what do you think the biggest secret is? A huge institution that is working with Ripple has stated that it is going to inject over $650 trillion into something. And this place is actually going to inject it in as soon as in a few weeks, and there are once more rumors that they are working together with Ripple. We're talking about a way to make family wealth with trillions of dollars. Right on the XRP record, guys, before we go into detail. We've actually teamed up with Apple to give everyone who watches these videos up to $100 so you can get more XRP. This is a very important chance. It's free money and the whole process takes under 5 minutes. So I certainly suggest it, and now that brings us to the details. The XRP system is going to receive trillions of dollars, really trillions of dollars, directly in weeks, and this will go through BlackRock, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan. But also, one of the largest organizations that is going to put in trillions of dollars is actually on fire. A multi-trillion-dollar organization that will put more than $654 trillion into the real estate market right on the XRP system. Remember Arthur Burtis saying that XRP would rise to $10,000? He made it clear that the only way that could happen is if XRP was used all over the world and by 7.5 billion people. And just think, this is exactly what is happening right now on the XRP ledger. XRP is being adopted and used all over the world and on a very big scale. And that's because of Real Token, the XRP Ledger Build project that lets you buy real estate from anywhere in the world on the XRP Ledger using Real. There is going to be a big supply shock for both XRP and the Real Token now that we are about to see one. This is because the XRPL is used by Real Token to help make deals happen, as it turns out. There are going to be trillions of deals using Real Token with a total of $630 trillion worth of goods. But since Real Token is built on the XRP record, every time there is a transaction, XRP will be burned. People can only get Real Token by purchasing XRP. So everyone wins, actually. We're talking about trillions of dollars being directly opened onto the XRP ledger. And all of this will affect the prices of both XRP and Real Token. And since there aren't many Real Tokens available, the overall maximum supply of Real Tokens is 1 billion. And because it has such strong support and variable resistance, I mean, this could really scare our credit. This thing could truly take it over $65,000. I didn't say it, but there were a lot of experts and researchers, and you can really look them up. They all made the same predictions about the real token. You have to understand that it can open a huge market, and the trillions of dollars in transactions that it will make possible are only a small part of the token's potential. And there isn't enough to give these trillions of dollars. As a result, the price per real ticket is very high in the end. This is also true in small cases. Take real token, for example. It's a tiny cryptocurrency right now. They don't handle a lot of money, but think about how, due to its very low supply, the price would truly soar to over $50, $60, or $70 if someone bought $10,000 worth of the real token. This is how crazy this thing is that we're talking about. This is why there is a lot of talk about real tokens right now. They don't have a mass marketing strategy. There isn't any real thing. Listing on a controlled exchange recently means that it is still hard to buy this asset. But they are listed on one of the big controlled exchanges. They were just listed, and the price shot up from a few hundredths of a penny to over 2.5 cents. That's important. And once more, we are discussing it. Think on a large scale. Now think about how we could get real token to make $100,000 in transactions every day. How much would a real ticket cost? Well, we could really show huge numbers. We could imagine that if there was $100,000 in daily trade volume, there would be $200 to $300 worth of each real token, which is 3 cents. So you could instantly be a millionaire if you invested $10,000. That's what the scale says. This is identical to Bitcoin. There are rare, amazing chances that come along only one time in your life. Some of them got Bitcoin when it was worth $1, and then it shot up to between $120,000 and $150,000. That's crazy. But this is a rare, golden opportunity to build family wealth for you and your children. This is one of those rare, amazing chances that you can actually see and act on. Once more, I bought a huge amount of real estate. In other words, I really believe this project will do well. I believe that talking about a multi-trillion-dollar answer to the payment industry and the real estate industry that is based on the XRP ledger is the way to go. It will really rise. I believe this is one of the only items of this kind that you can get very early. That's why I got a lot of this in a big bag. That is, you get in very early, build up, and hold on, because I expect us to really take off soon into one of the biggest bull markets ever. And I think that we are about to see a huge bull market that will make millions for everyone. And then there will be 4 years of losses in the stock market. So it's time to start working on a project that will create family wealth and take off before the market goes down. Realtor is one of those projects that will truly build generational wealth. And this is why this idea is being talked about by me and many other experts and analysts. Once more, you'll see that not many people are looking at it. Realtor isn't very well known, but people who see it are trying to get a bag. And this is the reason. I know iRealToken is a very small company, but it's also very new. It's only 2 or 3 months old. They have around 3,000 holders, which is very different from XRP, which has about 9 to 10 million holders and is stuck at $2. RealToken only has about 3,000 holders, which is a small number. This is the size we're talking about. If real token gets to just a slightly higher market cap, the price per real token will be in the hundreds or thousands of dollars. We already talked about what the professional researchers say. $65,000 for each real token. If it gets only 1% of the $650 trillion, just 1%. So once more, I am very optimistic about this project. Without a doubt, I'll be leaving links below the text. You can follow the RealFi team on Twitter, check out XMagnetic on Dex, or get MEX directly, which is better. It means it went up a few percent. I think that at this moment, we are truly and really breaking out of that order. A rise is going to happen very soon. The graphs, or will really take off. And once more, this is when we can reach the record high. And here, it's just days away. I will put all the facts below. Before this merger started to happen, the International Monetary Fund had already agreed on a price. So this happened a couple of years ago. Linda P. Jones told me a lot of information, and Jones has a friend who used to work at the Central Bank of Australia and agreed on a price. She said that they agreed on a price in the thousands. When we talk about the price of XRP again, we need to think about global debt and central banks' reasons for wanting to get rid of it. They could use XRP as a source of liquidity to help with openness and the shift to the digital economy. This is what they will use. XRP is a tool for the world economy. When you begin to think about all of this, as David Schwartz said, the cost must be very high. The higher the price, the better. The monetary fund settled on a price before all of this. XRP is similar to Bitcoin. It is a piece of property that exists only digitally.